Now we get into the jiggy mood. This man is an urban gospel musician. You know what urban gospel musician is? Well, this man 12 years ago dropped a song called I Got My Jesus On. Hey, hey, I got my Jesus on. And he was not only recognized here in Ghana, but internationally his name was being mentioned everywhere. Well, he's here in the studio with me. Today he looks very fly, right? Yeah. He's giving, he looks really fly. So please help me put your hands together as we welcome Kingzkid to join me right here. Don't stop clapping till he gets here. Okay, hi Kingzkid. I know you have a performance from you, so take me away. Hey.
So I'll do my very new song. It's called The Blood. It's on a new EP called Spiritual Songs.
Okay.
So I need you guys to join me.
We will join you.
Let's have some fun. Are you excited?
We will join you.
Sure. The Blood. Okay.
We can start with this and then we get into it. Yeah. Okay.
It's your grace. Let me see your photos. Wado na ma meti senya meti wado na ma meti senya meti.
Kingzkid, everybody.
It's your grace, oh.
Thank you. It's good to see you, Kingzkid. Please put your hands together for him.
Well.
I told you that he looks really cool. You can
Thank you.
You look so fly.
Thank you.
I think you have to show me the drip. Like, share the drip with me.
Now you look stunning as well. I like the colors.
I'm trying. Thank you so much.
You know, it's only like royals who makes brown with gold.
Really?
Yeah.
So I make it look gold?
Yeah, really.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now let's get into you.
Sure.
I'm happy whenever it comes to you because I think that your growth is one that is commendable. Over time, we have seen elevation.
Yeah.
And so when I heard that you were going to be on the set, obviously I knew for sure that we'd have to go to some 12 years ago.
Yeah.
When I got my Jesus on came out.
Yeah.
We were there one afternoon. It was a hot afternoon. I heard that there's a song, Jesus on. I was like, what? This doesn't sound like a regular gospel.
Ghanaian gospel. Yeah.
Yes. What goes into putting that sound together? Why did you even decide 12 years ago to take that path? Because once again, it was not the regular Ghanaian gospel music that we're listening to.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think that kind of sound has naturally come to me from a very young age. I remember writing this kinds of music since I was 9 or 12.
Right.
And I would call my brothers and my cousins and arrange them, give them parts to sing, and then we'll rap and just vibe with it. But the market was not there yet for this kind of sound. So I remember all I did was used to sing in my church. Shouts to my uncle, who gave me his platform every 24th of December because he had a dinner. And then I would sing with my cousins this kind of songs. But actually coming into the limelight with this happened when I was in Central University.
Right.
I released a first single called I Depend on You, which was this kind of vibe. And then Thank You, Papa followed. And then in 2013, I was doing my national service at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'll never forget because that day I actually ran away from national service and I went to the studio.
Right.
And I went to the studio. I just I had that push, like go and record. So I called my producer, went to the studio with my friend, and we had so much fun putting this song together. The initial idea for that song was supposed to be I got my David on.
Okay.
That's the story that a lot of people don't know, because I was thinking about David and how just with the sling and the stone he was able to kill Goliath.
Right.
So just like filling myself with that faith that, listen, there's no mountain to hide for me. So that's how the concept came. But while we're in the studio working on the song, and then I like to think it was the Holy Spirit who ministered and said, listen, this is the dispensation of Jesus Christ.
This is where
you
it's
know?
supposed to
This
go.
is how it's supposed to be. This is what it's supposed to be. Then the idea just came and we switched it and it worked so perfectly.
Right.
We put it in the song. And listen, we had so much fun, so I'm not surprised about the fun that people have with the song whenever it comes on as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So off the top of your head, you knew for sure that Jesus One was going to be a good one.
So the thing about music is, I feel like the people who do it from a place of passion, first of all, do it out of like excitement. Like, you love the song yourself. There's no guarantee if people will love it, you know, but you're having fun with it, and then it transcends, you know, like, and it's transferred to the audiences as well. So I remember the first time we ever performed that song and everybody was going crazy. And I said, wow, I honestly didn't know that song would do what it did, but I think God knew, so yeah.
Right. Now, when it comes to urban music or urban gospel music, people are have a lot of opinions about it.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But for those of you who have not heard Jesus One, please take a look at this video so you understand why we are hyping it so much.
I got my Jesus on. 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 Yeah. Was born in a manger. King of the kings and the Lord of the lords was born in a manger. Nah, man, 2,000 years later, what? At the mention of his name, all men proclaim that there ain't nobody greater. No, nobody greater. Now see, at the mention of his name, all knees go down. With no matter who you are, homie, you go down. Homie, you go down. Homie, you go down. I don't even really care if you love this sound that I once was lost, but now I'm found. Now I'm living and chilling and giving everything I got, giving everything I got till he comes down.
Got my Jesus on. You go through that vibe. 13 years ago, every choreography, if you go to an IS church, there was no choreography that we didn't see people dance to the song. That's how great the song did. And as I said, it moved beyond the borders of Ghana. Internationally, you were recognized. In 2019, you received an award.
Yes, the Gospel Academy Awards.
Exactly.
It was one of the most amazing awards for me.
And we'll get into awards very soon because you're one who is very vocal about awards. But let's come back into career. When you started doing urban gospel music, like I said, it's different. It's not the regular we hear. People will talk.
Of course.
Is it that when you were coming up and you thought of music, did you ever once in your life want to be probably a secular artist? And probably that is why you took that into your gospel music?
Like I said, from the age of 9 or 12, like till 12, I was writing this kind of music. But there was a gap though, in between. I think right before I converted fully to doing gospel music, or Afro or urban gospel. At that time, we didn't even have a name for it. But before I converted, I was doing a little R&B here and there. You know? Yeah, I used to do R&B, and I have a funny past with R&B music, because I remember even in junior high school, I used to sing during break time for the girls, you know, and then I used to sing R&B. Instead of going for break, they'll surround me and I'll be singing to them. So a lot of them always knew I would do music.
Where was that inspiration from? Because mostly someone would say, oh, maybe I listened to the Ushers and the Chris Browns. Where was that?
I think at that stage, I was listening wide. I was listening to the different kinds of music. But then the conversion happened fully in my second year. And this was all while I was still, like, you know, still an active Christian and everything. But in level 200, in Central University was when the switch happened for me. And I had just released an R&B song, which I had performed at SRC week celebration, and everybody was excited about it. And I had done some collabs with some other people whose names I will not mention. And thank God those songs didn't come out, because I feel like God had the assignment for me. I went to Stars of the Future in 2019. They bounced me nicely.
Right.
I'm grateful they did as well.
Right.
I feel like all of that was part of the plan that God had, because like I probably could have been doing R&B or Afro.
So Kingzkid, it's not
Yeah.
because anybody stopped you, or it's
Yeah.
not because you fear that if I release, you know, music or R&B, nobody will listen.
No, not at all, because I had my own audience, like I said. The good thing about my whole music and ministry is that I started while I was on Central University campus. So that's an audience already. Performing during SRC week for how many years and all of that gives you an audience which you can start with. So I was never afraid. But like I said, I had done some major features which were supposed to come out. And then I converted and then went to gospel. So those songs never came out, and I'm
So
grateful.
tell me the defining moment, because the switch is mad. I mean,
Yeah.
to know that you have collaborated with people.
Yeah.
Tease me
And
a
those
little
people
bit.
were really angry at me, you know?
They will be.
Yeah.
Are there people who are still doing music today?
I think about 2 of them are still doing it.
And they're prominent in the industry.
But they are so proud of me.
Oh.
Yeah, because we met, I think 3 or 4 years later when like things had picked up for the gospel. And one of them actually knelt down and said he's sorry. He said he's sorry for how he treated me because I converted, because they said that it would not work. Why did they go do gospel? And remember, this is like 14 or something years ago. And he was like, you know, go work. Why did they go waste all this talent, do gospel? Said so many words to me, but I was convinced that it was an assignment, because at the age of 12, I received my first prophecy concerning this, and he said that he saw me on billboards around the world and that I should take music seriously. It would take me around the world. So I've always known that music was part of my life. I just wasn't clear on what the path was supposed to be until God made it clear.
Now let's go back to switch, because in university there's so many things that can sway you. First of all, you were popular. Also, the girls liked who they liked, right? And then you were releasing R&B music, and all of a sudden there was a big switch. At a point, were you derailed? Did one time hit you? Okay, maybe this, I don't want to do this anymore, because you see, when you switch from R&B to
gospel, there
can be also a switch in your audience. Did that affect you?
Did that affect me? I would say that I did lose a lot of friends back then. I remember most of my close friends just cut me off. I asked one of my best friends then to be my manager, because I had started getting calls for shows, and he said, oh, Charlie, the gospel there, you know, go work. So that switch did affect me, but it was a sacrifice that I had to pay. When I converted, what I did was, in order to be like vested into what I had to do, I deleted every other song I have on my laptop and my phone. I got about 300 or 400 of this kinds of music, and prior to this, I had been listening to Kirk Franklin and Mary Mary a lot, so I already had that seed in me. So I listened to it, and then there was Lecrae and a lot of people who cross movement and some of the pioneers of this in the US and stuff. Frank Edwards from Nigeria. I listened to just those songs for about a year before I actually started releasing songs. So I had to like renew my mind, because I had been put on a different path. But it came with a lot of like sacrifice, because I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of people who later circled back and said, oh, we should have believed in you.
Right.
You know?
And then now they see the vision.
Yes.
Okay. But moving away from all of that, you finally found urban gospel music. It was associated with you. Then came, there's always been presence of awards, and you're one who has spoken about it, because as I said, in 2019, you were recognized not in Ghana, but internationally. And once again, congratulations on that, because that was big at the time. Now, you have said over and over again that when it comes to awards and you not being in there, you still feel that the old way or the regular gospel music and its direction in Ghana is the only thing people will recognize. Do you still feel like that?
No, I honestly feel like I was called to change that. And it's not just me. There were a couple of other people who were also like at the forefront of it. The thing was that there was no blueprint because it was new, like to me and to all the people who were doing it. So I think that's why we had to be that serious with it, to the point that, I mean, right now as we speak, there's hundreds of young people who are doing urban and Afro gospel, and some are doing really amazing. There's more in the background who are getting ready to take over the music industry. And it's not just the gospel music industry. The assignment was not just to give people an alternative to conventional gospel. It was to give people a new sound, like a sound that edifies their spirit, edifies their soul, and also excites their body. It's three parts. And I feel like that's the difference between gospel music and secular music, because with gospel music, you are appealing to both the spirit, the soul, and then the body, Secular usually, just for vibes and excitement. It gratifies the body mostly. So understanding what this is really important. And so, like, from the beginning, I've always known, that it was an assignment. And the assignment was a new thing that God was doing. I was just like privileged to be at the forefront of it.
Right. Now, before you came, there were people like the Sires and other people who were doing what they were doing, calling it pop. I think they didn't categorize it as, urban music or gospel music. Would you say that you picked inspiration from them? Did it inspire your style?
I feel like what happened was, I think the group that was really doing it before me was called Street Disciples.
Right.
They were doing that. I had heard just one of their songs by then. I met one
and there
of
was
the guys.
Royal Priesthood as well.
Royal Priesthood was also like doing amazing preachers and all of that. But it was like, I think some people were doing it just a year before I came in. And then we all connected at the end of the day because it's unity of purpose. We all have like an assignment to fulfill. So, but the people who I was really listening to, like I said, were Kirk, Mary, and then in Nigeria, Frank Edwards was also doing it. You too, they bless me. Or like, that's one of the songs that really got me and made me know, you can actually do this, This is what you're supposed to be doing. And it was good to have, those people doing it. But among ourselves, I mean, I pick inspiration from everybody, from the young, from the old, from everyone.
Would you say that there's a divide between urban gospel musicians and then the regular local gospel musicians that we see? Would you say there's a divide?
Yeah, there is. If there wasn't, we would need a separate category for urban and contemporary gospel. And the divide has always been, well, now it's better. Yeah, but I mean, I respect what they do. They have an amazing, assignment which they follow through. And I've collaborated with almost all of them as well, So I have a lot of respect for them. But I feel like in the beginning, a lot of them didn't really, even they didn't accept, this sound because it was like, And I've had conversations, BTS, of people saying, it's our boys, no, I'm serious.
Right.
Like,
I mean, people even term it as secular music.
Yeah, people are like, those boys, they're not really Christian, they're not really gospel and all of that. So it puts a lot of pressure on you to prove them wrong. Because, and that's the thing, you have to be vested in the word, be vested in the prayer. Everything that you do. I mean, they go to Atria Mountains. One of them met me there one time, and I was waiting on God. I was praying. So it's not like I'm just here to drip and have fun.
Right.
I have to look great.
So the sound was understood. It's just that selling that brand was the difficult part of it. Selling the brand, the urban.
Yeah. Like I said, it's Ghana. Ghana is quite slow sometimes to new stuff. It takes time. You have to be really convinced in it before people. I remember even when Kivo and stuff came out. I saw a Kivo ad first and I was like, this guy right there. I'm not sure. But I mean, I'm a fan of Kivo now, and that's how it is.
When you're going, I'll give you the dishes, or you'll be a fan of it today.
I'm sure I will be a fan of it. And that's the thing. It takes a lot of marketing and stuff to let people understand. Every new thing takes time to grow on people. And even Christianity itself, when Jesus came, Jesus was not accepted.
Right.
We had people called the Pharisees and people who were doing it before him who thought, who's this guy who's opening blind eyes on the Sabbath?
Right.
Yeah, so it's always going to be like that. And even in Ghana, the charismatic movement, when it came at first, I've had conversations with some of the founding fathers, and they have said that, people chastise them for playing drums in church, for playing keyboard, because it was noise. It was of the devil. But now,
it's
what I mean? Yeah.
Well, there's so much I want to ask you, but we don't have too much time. So let's head straight into the album. I'm excited. I'm geeked about it. Tell me about it. How many songs are on there?
So it's actually an EP, spiritual songs EP. There's 4 songs on there.
Okay.
It's called, the songs are The Blood, Explain Tire, Burning, and then Living Water. Now, the EP is based on Ephesians 5:18 and 19, where the Bible admonishes us as believers to be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourselves in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. And during this little break that I've taken, I was trying to find out how, again, we can, broaden the scope of our audience and not just leave it to just young people. And so I've been studying a lot, studying music and trying to find out how we can put together a sound that resonates, between or among all generations and, increase our scope to about 60 years old. And through that, God gave me this. It's also birthed from my revelation of God as the God of mercy. Sometimes we hear these things on the pulpit, but we've never really experienced it. But once you go through the thing and he reveals himself to you, it becomes a different story. So that's what this is from.
We can find it everywhere.
It's everywhere, yeah.
Streaming platforms.
Yeah.
All we have to do is just key in
Kingzkid spiritual songs.
And then we get our 4 songs on the EP and we listen to it. Spiritual songs is out and we have to... Now, you know that there is urban... there's a category, TVMA, for urban music.
Right.
Now that you're back in the scene, I know you took a break out. I've wanted to enter that, but don't worry, we'll come back again for that.
Sure thing.
Now that we have introduction of such a category, are you hoping to sweep that?
I'm hoping to sweep the main ones as well. Artist of the Year is what I'm going for. I mean, yes, we'll take that and take the rest too.
Right. So we will take that and take the rest of it. Hopefully next year we get all of that. Right. So Kingzkid is here and here to stay. We hope you're not taking any more breaks.
No more breaks. We're here to take over.
All right. We're here to take over. And so Kingzkid says to do well to, follow him as well on social media. Is Kingzkid?
Yes. On Instagram is Kingzkidgram. KINGZ Gram, all together. And then on YouTube is Kingzkid. Just remember it's a Z and not an S.
All right.
And it's all together as well.
All right. So again, reiterate so people can hear.
So on Instagram is Kingzkidgram, which is KINGZKIDGRAM. On X is at I am Kingzkid. On YouTube is Kingzkid. I think Facebook is Kingzkid as well. There's a page as well. Yeah.
And the EP spiritual songs can be found everywhere.
On every streaming platform. And there's a video for the first single on the EP called The Blood as well, which is available. Very lovely motion picture. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So obviously you would have to sing that, The Blood, before we go. You have to perform that because obviously why not?
Sure.
But yes, that's how we end the show with that song. But once again, please keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. We adore the music that you release all the time. And we know that for the rest of the year and more, you would keep hitting us with music that will feed our soul. So thank you and congratulations. Please put your hands together.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, I'm so happy that you stuck with me from 1 through to 3. Before I go again, let me tell you about Didi Shito. It's the best shito in the market. I mean, today's Monday and you're tired. You're looking for something to eat before you go to bed. You can get your rice and then you can also get your Didi Shito on the side. It is nutritious. It has vitamins that will nourish your skin. I told you my skin is skinning because of Didi Shito. So buy that and enjoy yourself, okay? Also, let me tell you about Malta Guinness that has all the vitamins you're thinking about. B1, B2, B3, B4, and what? B6. All you have to do is just buy it. When you want to know if it's the original, you only have to look on the bottle for the Made in Ghana logo. The good thing is that it's not expensive. This is going for a whooping cool 12 Ghana cedis. Buy, freeze it, put it in your refrigerator, and then you can have it when it's cold, just like I do, and then you can enjoy yourself. So get yours. But Malta Guinness, what do? You move into different dimensions, okay? And also, let me a very big thank you to Gold Ball Jewelry. You can visit all your showrooms, go and buy your gold tablets. Remember, the prices vary. Today, it could be 10,000 Ghana cedis, tomorrow it could be 8,000 Ghana cedis. So go get yours, keep it for yourself, because in the next years or some years to come, you can sell it as a much more bigger price. So hey, buy it for you. Generational wealth, that's how we gather them. So Gold Board is here and it is here to stay. Well, thank you for staying with me the whole of today's studio audience. You have been amazing. To the production team, Juan, Debbie, every one of you, Aya, thank you so much. Also, thank you to my stylist, Abura_Sika. She made me really look good. So if you want something like this, she has got you covered. Abura_Sika styled this and made me look as good as I am. So get it and enjoy yourself. I am Loy Sholademi, and this is where we end today's episode of Changes. We are ending with the blood because the blood of Jesus is here to nourish us and make us clean, and that is what Kingzkid is preaching to us. Thank you again, Kingzkid, for being here, and thank you again for watching us. We see you same time on Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. It's bye for now. We need to dance our way out. How can you pull it down and expect